Raise your hand if you know where your birth certificate is at. I know you woke up at 2 a.m. thinking, damn, bitch, where's my birth certificate? Yeah, girl, raise your hand if you have a certified copy. Hello, everyone. My name is Naya, and welcome to season 7 of Let Me Just Say This. Welcome to another episode. I hope you guys are doing so well. If you're new here, hello, welcome to the vibe, welcome to the tribe. Go ahead and subscribe because you are going to love it here. I pinky promise. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, as you should, hello, hey, you see me, I see you, you look good, girl, me too. I am so excited to be back with you guys today because we are talking about social media and the obsession that we have with other people's lives, girl. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but I had to do some reflection because once upon a time, girl, I used to sit up here talking about other people's lives, but bitch, I grew up and my life got significantly more interesting. So I didn't have to invest in anyone else's life. But I really want to talk about that because it's such a crazy phenomenon how we have this like parasocial relationship with people we see on social media. And I think that it is unhealthy. And girl, we are distracted. Speaking of being distracted, girl, we're also going to talk about the SAVE Act, which is nothing but voter suppression wrapped in an ugly ass white supremacy bow, girl. Okay, we are going to talk about that in the latter half of this episode. So please stick around for that, get some good information, and educate yourself so that you're prepared for the primaries, girl. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. But before we do, you know what to do. Go and grab your tea. Actually, girl, today I'm drinking coffee. This coffee is from Mudwater. They sent me over their mushroom coffee to try, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I really love it. If you want my review, you can go see that on the TikTok Nice POV. Cause girl, actually, hell yeah. You know what? Hell yeah to mushroom coffee. And you already know this episode and this season is brought to you in part by Black Girl Vitamins. You can use code LMJST15 to save 15% on your next order. Listen, if you are black and you are a girl and you're not taking Black Girl Vitamins, what are you doing? What are you doing, girl? Am I not teaching you well enough? Girl, go get you some vitamins. My boyfriend asked me, do they have Black boy vitamins? Do they have anything for the men? Listen, they need to get it. Black Girl Vitamins. Plug me, girl, when y'all come up with that, because my man came up with the idea first, girl. I just went ahead and told him that anybody could take it, girl. I said, you could take it, your mama could take it, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, everybody, girl. Everybody take Black Girl Vitamins. I love Black Girl Vitamins as a brand. If you know, they're great for the community and for Black women. So if you want to support, please use code LMJST15 and get you some vitamins. You need it. I'm gonna just ask the question, girl, why are we so invested in everybody else's damn life? Like, that is a telltale sign that you probably need to get a life. Like, if your whole entire social media feed is somebody else's business, you need to go get some business and get in your bag. You got too much time on your hands. Like, and I understand that there's this like obsession that comes with social media. And I think naturally so. I feel this way even with my own life and my own presence on social media that there are certain things I may have to explain or feel like I have to explain rather, or certain parts of my life or critiques that I get from people that are literally strangers. Mind you, I've been experiencing this on the podcast since I started, right? I've had comments of people just in my business from the front to the back, girl, telling me everything they think about me. I have people who have parasocial relationships with me, people that support me, and I really appreciate it. But the reality is, girl, I'm a stranger. I'm a stranger to you. Most of you, some of y'all, my homegirls out there listening, love you. um, but to most people online that see me, I'm a stranger. And it changed my perspective of how I view people who present themselves online, specifically like the popular influencers and the couples that we see, and we get this really curated look into their lives. You know what I'm saying? We get to see what they let us see. But what they let us see is always stuff that we feel entitled to comment on or talk about or share or spread. And like I said, I'm guilty of this, girl. Baby, I'm guilty of talking about other people's business because they put it on the internet, which made me more weary of putting my damn business on the internet because I don't want to invite people into my life. Like, girl, because reminder, again, I'm a stranger. But I think social media gives us this like obsession for some people. Not everybody's obsessed, obviously, but I've been seeing this a lot on TikTok. Like, girl, babe, For example, when Christy and Desmond, that like influencer couple, broke up and announced their divorce and announced Desmond's infidelity, girl, the think pieces were deep. The think pieces on their entire relationship. And you would think that these are people who knew them personally. The way they're running down these people's timeline, the way they're assessing like past videos and clips for little nuances and signs of trouble in their marriage. And I'm just like, you guys, reel it in. Go touch some grass. Go touch some grass, girl. I think that's the issue. It really is that damn phone. It really is that phone, girl. Put it down. Go touch some grass. You're in everybody else's business but your own. You're obsessed with everybody's life but your own. Girl, go outside. Go outside. Go live. Go live. And I don't know about you, but as I've gotten older and my life has gotten busier, I have less time and energy to invest into other people's business. And that's just what it is. When you have your own rotation and you have everything going on around you to focus on, you don't focus as much on the drama. And I think that's why when it comes to like the people who follow the blog pages like the Shade Room and Media Takeout, like those people thrive off of other people's lives because they have no life of their own. Those people thrive off of other people's drama because their lives are not very fucking exciting. Okay? They just sit at home, they do their mundane routine, and they get on their phones and they live through other people. And it's this like vicarious living that we have. But it's been a thing for a long time since we've seen the rise of influencers, since we've seen the rise of vloggers and people giving us a glimpse of their life. We've seen what it's like for people to then become entitled to giving their opinion or entitled to, knowing what's going on or being in on life decisions. And I get it, girl. I'm not immune to it either. As someone who supports other girls that I don't know, that I have parasocial relationships with, I sometimes want to know, like, hey, girl, what is going on? Like, hey, girl, what is the tea? But at the same time, girl, I don't feel entitled to it. And I'm not mad at the girls who do not want to put their business out there because, like I said, there are some people who are just way too invested, like entirely too invested. And it's actually kind of crazy. A popular term from last year is monitoring spirit. And girl, I didn't understand that until I understood it, honey, because the truth about it is that a lot of people are monitoring spirits. A lot of people will monitor you right from their phone. Okay, they're not going to your page to pray for your success. They're going to pray on your downfall and they're waiting for some mess. And as soon as the mess drops, they're in it. They're on that shit like white on rice, girl, in your business, giving their commentary, giving all these like spun up opinions from this magical universe that exists solely in their fucking head. Because you have to remember that these are people that are strangers. They're strangers. You have a parasocial relationship. So the people who really bask in the mess and the drama of others, people they do not know, they know nothing about these people, girl, monitoring spirits. Monitoring spirits. And you need to get a life. You have to get a life. And girl, I'm just gonna assume if you're listening to me that you have one, girl. I'm gonna assume that if you're listening to me, that you're on the right track, girl. But these people, so when I say you, I'm not talking to you, Bookie, but I'm talking to these motherfuckers on the internet who are obsessed with everyone else's life. And what we need to talk about too is the emotional attachment that people have to social media influencers and people that they follow. Because the reality is that they get really emotionally invested. You know what I'm saying? And so let's say, for example, there's an influencer, they make a mistake and they may have a follower that genuinely like is tore up about it, that's genuinely like hurt behind it. And I think those are natural responses, but the reality is it's not, I don't think it should be the response. I think it's natural to feel hurt when somebody you care about does something, but you have to recognize that that person doesn't know you exist. You know what I'm saying? And so to be emotionally invested in what other people do, girl, it's really hard. But also, girl, I'll call a spade, girl. I am emotionally invested in Beyonce. If there's anybody I will want to know all the tea about, is Beyonce. And that's because she's an unproblematic queen. She not giving us no drama, girl. We want to know when Act 3 is dropping, girl. We want to know when that rock album is dropping, girl. That's all we care about. And being good aunties and uncles to Blue, Rumi, and Sir, girl. That's all we care about. You know what I'm saying? When there's a healthy audience, then that is the energy. That's the energy. But sometimes the audiences don't be healthy, girl. Sometimes the audience really is like people who, live vicariously and are emotionally attached to the people that they see online that they do not know, that they don't actually know, that they have this parasocial relationship with. And I really want the world to reel it in. Like, I need us to pull back because I think it's preventing us from connecting in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we treat people sometimes in real life how we treat the people we see on social media. And the issue with that is that it's not genuine. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I just want to see the pretties, but also is there a little bit of drama in there? Like, yeah, I just want to know what's going on, but not necessarily like out of real care, unless it's someone who's a real friend, you know what I'm saying? I think that we have like this weird connection with people because of how we interact with others on social media. And we forget sometimes that we're talking to other people, that these are real people with real lives, with real things going on. It's not just for show. Like, you see the highlight reel, of course, but that's a small part of shit. That's a very small part of the bigger picture. And I think that some people forget that. Like, they think that this is like their entire world that they're seeing. And I'm like, girl, pull back. And that brings me to another point about comparison culture and idolizing other people's lives and relationships. Honestly, girl, I'm at the stage of my life where I don't idolize anybody else's relationship because being grown is realizing that you don't know what the fuck is going on over there, girl. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And that's not to say that what's going on is bad, but that's just to say that, girl, idolizing somebody else's relationship is going to set you up for failure because you're idolizing what's on the surface. You're idolizing what you see, not actually what the reality is of that relationship or what it takes or what all goes on, because it's none of your damn business. It's actually none of your business, girl. You're just idolizing the pretties, the things that you see on the surface, the highlight reel. And I think it does set up a lot of girls for failure. You're out here idolizing everybody else's relationship so much so that you don't even know how to operate and manage your own because you have this skewed image and view of what a relationship should look like or what it's supposed to, be or what's supposed to happen in the relationship. And it's like, at the end of the day, girl, you don't know what their pillow talking is like. You don't know what behind closed doors is like. You don't know. And if that's one thing that I learned, girl, from dating and being around people who are in relationships who are married and divorced and things like that, is that, girl, you never know what's going on in somebody else's relationship. So you are better off not idolizing it. Like, please. I saw this post from Cami Crawford, and I really love her, from her podcast Relationship. And the question was, what celebrity or influencer couple could break up and that would make you stop believing in love? And a lot of the comments were like, Michelle and Barack, or Russell and Sierra, or Denzel Washington and Pauletta, like these staple couples that we see. And I think that it's beautiful to see couples and relationships that are healthy and happy, and we should take that in, like drink that in, because and know that it exists, right? But idolizing so much so that, yo, if they broke up, I don't believe in love anymore, is crazy. Pull back, girl. And I think that lends to this romanticized like idea of what love is. Again, like last episode, people think that it's all this pretty nice, amazing stuff. And girl, when I see Sierra and Russell, I think to myself, God damn, I love them so much. They're so in love. He loves her down. He gives her everything she wants, and she just lives this perfect, like whimsical princess life. Yeah, girl, that's what I think. But I realized too, a lot of work goes into that. A lot of hustle, a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't fucking know. So maybe I should just pull back. Like I said, maybe I should realize, okay, this is beautiful. I love this, girl. I love this, but I don't know what it took to get here, honey. And I don't know what it takes every day to keep this and maintain this. I don't know because it's not my business. And as we all know about comparison, girl, it is the thief of joy. So the girls are out here comparing their relationship to other people's relationship that they see online, not actual people that they know or people that they have any type of ins and outs of how they do their relationship, or people who are really transparent about their relationship. They're idolizing these really pretty, amazing, romanticized versions of relationships. And it gives them an unrealistic view. And it also makes them feel like, okay, well, why isn't my man doing that? Or why isn't my life like that? Or why don't I get all the flowers and the roses? Girl, you need to focus in front of you, baby. Like, and I'm not saying don't see other people's nice things and be like, okay, yeah, that's nice. I would like that. That's okay, girl. But envy and comparison, girl, will snatch your joy up so motherfucking quick. Girl, envy and comparison will have you walking around with a permanent stank face. You're gonna be looking ugly and you're gonna get wrinkles. Okay? So put a smile on your face, stop comparing your life to everybody else, and stop envying everything else that everybody else has and go get your own shit. Go get in your bag, go get in your Zoom so you can live the life you want to live and stop thinking and comparing yourself to other people's lives you don't even know. What I've noticed about myself, like, as I've grown, I've been more private with my life because not only is it very special to me and something that I want to protect, but also, girl, like, I don't feel the need to perform. Like, I don't feel the need to put on. And as a person who is, oh, somebody called me a wannabe influencer the other day. Girl, you're right. I am a wannabe influencer. um, but with that being said, like, there is this like need to not be performative, but to show everything and to have all these happy moments and all this like clean aesthetic and this like perfect image and put that up for the world to see and idolize because that's what people like to see. They like to see the pretties. They don't want to see that raw gritty shit. They want to see either something real funny or something real pretty, girl. And anything in between is harder for them to stomach or it's stuff that they don't want to necessarily digest. And I don't feel the need to do it, but I recognize like in the field that I'm in, people want to see that. People want to see the OOTDs and they want to see the trips and they want to see all the pretty things and the aesthetic mushroom coffee. Like they want to see that. And I'm trying to balance it while also keeping and maintaining who I am like down to earth because girl, I don't always want to share things with the internet. I don't always want to like get on and share everything. Like I just recently post my man and I didn't even post him like on like my page, girl. He's on the stories, girl. And I only did that because it's Valentine's Day and I want to show a little bit of love. But I don't even want to do that. And it's not so much about like some of the girls, because I know the girls behind their man, because girl, the internet is a wild place and those girls will drag your man right out his drawers. Okay. But it's not that. It's just this is my private life. This is my personal life. And there are people, like I said, who have parasocial relationships with me. I don't know what they're wishing on me. And they may be wishing me the best. They may be wishing me the worst. I don't know. But it's still up to me to protect what I decide to put out there. And that's part of the reason why on the podcast, I talk less and less about my relationship and about my experiences because I had my season of telling y'all my business. Now, and I've had my season of talking about other people's business. Now it's my season of giving advice and educating and giving perspective in a much more mature way than I did in the past. Um, that involves less of my personal life, which is personal. So, girl, keep it to yourself. And a harsh reality is this, girl. Obsessing over other people's lives is sometimes easier than confronting your own, which is why the girls are so wrapped up in everybody else's business. Because they know they have mess at their own front door. And seeing mess at somebody else's front door makes them feel better. They know that their life has, derailed, and seeing somebody else's life derailed makes them feel better, or they know what they want. They want to idolize and imagine and live through somebody else. They know that their love life is meh, so they're living through somebody else's love life. Girl, and my encouragement to you, girl, is to start living through your own life, curating your own experiences. Stop getting involved in everybody else's mess and drama on the internet, girl. It's none of your damn business. And you got too much time on your hands. And let me just say this, if you know everything about the celebrity drama and the influencer mess, but you don't know how voter rights are about to be impacted in your state, girl, you're focused on the wrong things. Wake up. Wake up, pull back, girl. You don't need to be on the Shade Room. You don't need to be on Media Takeout. You need to be on bipartisanpolicy.org reading up on the SAVE Act and voter suppression, girl. Y'all distracted by all this messy ass shit by choice, girl, and not focused on the right things. Wake up. And when I say voter suppression, girl, I really mean voter suppression, girl. The SAVE Act ain't saving a damn thing but white cisgendered males. That's it. And this is what happens when you let old white men run the show for too motherfucking long, okay? These motherfuckers is real life trying to suppress our vote, honey. Everybody's. Everybody that's not them. Yeah. Yeah, girl, wake up. This is critical news, honey. So, the SAVE Act is short for Safeguard American Voter Eligibility, SAVE Act, and it proposes requiring documentary proof of U.S. citizenship to register to vote in federal elections. So what does this look like? This means that the next time you go to vote, if this passes the Senate, it already passed the House, bitches. All the Republicans in the House, y'all some hoes. Pam Bondi, also bitch. Okay, let me stay focused. Now, if this passes in the Senate, girl, fingers and toes crossed that it doesn't, right? But if it does, what this means is that you would have to bring an additional document with you. So right now, you can go vote in most counties with just your driver's license. In some counties, like in Texas, you can use a fishing license to go vote, girl. But this act requires you to bring a certified copy of your birth certificate in a valid or actually a valid passport, which means it's not expired, it's signed, and all of that. Now, if you're wondering, Naya, how is this voter suppression? Girl, because not everybody has access to their certified birth certificate. That's number one. Not everybody has a passport. That's number two. And number three is a lot of people have changed their name, particularly married women and trans people have changed their name. My mama done got married 3 times, girl. She done changed that name 3 times, girl. Okay. Her documents don't match, right? So she would not be able to go vote. And that is a very big issue. And it's Xing out a large population that tends to vote Democrat. And I want you to understand this. Women as a whole overwhelmingly vote Democrat most of the time. And listen, the white women, we not finna touch on them right now, girl. But I would just say this. The girls in the North and the West, they vote Democrat. The girls in the Southeast, girl, they're Republican. That's just that on that. But the whole point is they're trying to minimize the amount of people who can go vote against them, and also further discriminating against trans people and people who can't even vote like in person, because you can't do a mail-in ballot with the exception of the military and things like that. Like, you can't do a mail-in ballot. So for the people who are disabled and can't go to wherever their voter registration office is, babe, you're shit out of luck. Apparently under this act they're calling save, and it's not saving shit. It's not saving a damn thing. And the thing is, the supporters are going to say, oh, this prevents the undocumented people from voting. Undocumented people wasn't voting. Girl, they were not voting. You need to be documented to vote. You can't go and vote and also be undocumented. And you also have to recognize this too. Do you think that a person who does not have documentation is going to go to a federal building or wherever they're going to in their county to vote? Do you think they're going to put themselves at risk like that? Riddle me this. The SAVE Act ain't shit but an attack on women, elderly people, trans people, poor people, anybody who doesn't have resource and access, right? It's an attack on them, girl. Raise your hand if you have a passport. Let me know how much money you paid for your fucking passport. They're going to require people to go get passports, girl. Raise your hand if you know where your birth certificate is at. I know you woke up at 2 a.m. thinking, damn, bitch, where's my birth certificate? Yeah, girl, raise your hand if you have a certified copy. Raise your hand if you got the money to go get your certified copy, because it ain't cheap usually. It's not cheap. And you also need to know where you were born, what county, sometimes even what hospital. Girl, please, the SAVE Act ain't shit but another tool for white supremacy. And you cannot tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me otherwise. You already know how I'm coming, girl. You need to stay informed. You need to stay up to date. You need to know what's going on, because they are running amok. Girl, in the palace, they're running amok, and we're not going to let them. I really need you to be locked in, be tapped in, know what's going on, and also know your rights and prepare yourself, because like I said, this could still pass in the Senate, and that's just the reality. So with that being said, baby, if you don't know where your passport is, or if you don't have one, you should probably get one. If you don't know where your birth certificate is, you need to find it. You need to find it. If you don't know where your naturalization paperwork is, you need to find it. You need to keep it on. You need to be ready. I hope this episode gave you a nice little kiki and gave you some good information about the future and what's going on in the world, girl. You already know what I'm on. Power to the people. It's Black History Month. We're still celebrating that all month long, and we need to continue to fight for the rights that our ancestors bled for, okay? We had to fight real hard to be able to vote, bitch. And women's suffrage didn't happen until like the 70s, girl. We have not been able to vote for that long, bitch. So I'm not gonna let them take my rights. How about you? How about you? With all that being said, I hope you guys got something good from this episode, enjoyed this episode, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Mwah.